Hello, comrades, and any class traitor liberals who may be watching. Um, People asked for, the Modmail, release the Modmail. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I just want to quickly go over this post because I am very pleased with it. Hearts and minds. I released it expecting it to get somewhat downvoted and bombarded by loads of liberals defending the protesters of Hong Kong as if they were fighting for liberation and democracy, but they're not. They're fighting to prolong imperialism, and thus it's a reactionary revolution. That's what I say there. So yeah, I was actually really pleased to see that get 97% upvoted. The upvotes that it did, hopefully that reached hot on Reddit and really made people realise that when America brings freedom and democracy, it's usually in the form of murder and exploitation. The only people who get any more freedom and alleged democracy from it are the ruling classes. So yeah, this is where the comment was born, to show the Modmail. My guy Polly Panna, well, it's here. So I'm just going to go into it now. I'm going to try and go into it as fast as I can. So I'm going to be talking as fast as I can. For some reason my internet's going super slow. I have no idea why. That might have something to do with it. The Modmail is a place for people to message me and reach out to me in another way, but it's also a way for people who have been banned to appeal the ban and ask why they got banned and whatnot. So a few people have been permanently banned here, and these are people who never contributed to the sub whatsoever, never contributed to the liberation of the proletarians, and they're likely never to. They're simply stuck in a capitalist realism mindset, and so they get a permanent ban because I don't trust them to contribute to the sub in the appropriate way. It is a subreddit for Marxists, it says right there, and to counter cultural hegemony. You're not going to do that by repeating cultural hegemony. Your sub is a fucking joke, you tankies. Why are you using it then, and why are you so butthead? Who are you? Do you mean who I am I, you message me? The logic of these liberals. This guy, right? You are a cancerous tumour in the face of civilization, and like a cancer you will be cut out and cast aside to rot. The world will be better for it. I just had to get him to elaborate. So I asked him what else. Oh, plenty. You're violently stupid and you're seeking to infect young people with your sickness makes you the enemy of all people, everywhere. You presumably take some satisfaction in the delusions provided to you by your status as a moderator of a pathetic community of confused children. But know this, if you ever stick your head up, if you ever reveal yourself and your diseased philosophies in the real world, you'll be struck from this earth. You're sided against humanity, and if you come out from hiding, you will face the reckoning. Those who sow the wind reap the whirlwind. And again, I just wanted to get more of this artistic flow out of the guy, so I was like, I don't get what you're trying to say. He believes me, good and right, because it is socialism or extinction. You are a fear-mongering weasel. You have no choice but to threaten and frighten people into obedience. If you ever want to see your dream realised, this is because the very notion of socialism is anti-ethical to freedom. It doesn't work and nobody wants it. So you resort to terrifying people into compliance. So it has always been with socialism, and so it will always be. You've just changed the threat from extermination to extinction. Coward. Obviously, I reveal myself in the way and my philosophies, socialism philosophies, Marxist philosophy in the real world, everywhere I go, to everybody, and nobody's ever struck me down. Yeah, and I mean, I could break that down, but we all know it's a load of bullshit. So funny, just curious, what rule did I break when I get banned? I see a crackdown on anybody who isn't, and you're left exec. Nice. After 100 years of crackdown who isn't, on everybody who isn't capitalist, it's about time, of course, because, you know, anybody who's been anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist are enemies to the state, according to the state, and yet they've absolutely been cracking down on Marxist philosophy for as long as it's existed, and they've killed millions of people who are just simply trying to get away from capitalism. So it is about time that somebody comes along and starts banning these liberals who would support the brutality and murder and exploitation of the revolutionaries elsewhere. So yeah, you can just pause that and read that if you want. Could I please be informed as to the specific rule I broke in posting "Okay Boomer"? Yeah, he was just being a dickhead. He wasn't contributing, he was literally just being a dickhead. Why am I banned? It says in the rules you can debate. Read the rules and come back to me. Also show your debate. He never debated. He was just again spouting liberal propaganda, so he can go fuck himself. Again, if anybody wants to appeal the bans, they can do, but it's unlikely. Okay, bootlicker, permanently banned. Because what was the point in saying that? Obviously, you're just gonna come onto the sub. You're just gonna insult people. He's not a Marxist, he doesn't want revolution, so beat it. Yeah, you can pause that if you want to read that. Hey, I'm mad at the LateStageImperialism. I was wondering if it's possible for you to put a link in your sidebar. Well, firstly, it was nice of you to offer to put LateStageImperialism in your sidebar. Not. That is fine, I still... So he got a 60-day ban for saying he doesn't like communism on a Marxist subreddit. Okay, fine, come back in 60 days, see if you change your mind. Again, he says it's fine, but he pops up in Modmail, so it's blatantly not. I was recently banned from the sub, not exactly sure why, what's the reason behind. I'm not trying to dispute it, I just like to know what happens. What was his comment? Like, he'll get a proper response because he was like, half politely trying to find out what happened. Oh, why is my internet so slow? Yeah, okay, so he's just saying socialism's fucked up. So, again, why you're on the subreddit? You're a coward for banning my post. Good luck in your circle jerk and echo chamber. He's a coward for repeating the lies of capitalism and not listening to the podcast. See, so like, if people don't know like anything about Marxism or communism or anything like that, I do provide resources for them to learn specifically about the topics at hand, and they refuse to study what I've offered, the information available to them, and that's obviously un-Marxist, but about truth and about studying history so that we can better the future. And if he doesn't want to study history, if he doesn't want to study from the resources provided, he end up with Modmail like that, and he ends up excluded. Why is my internet so slow? Lol, why though? Because I'm apparently a lib. yet again he's just coming on insulting communism, so he's an anti-intellectual again because he's not willing to study reality and truth. You'd like to know why he was banned, since he's a huge supporter of late-stage imperialism, and will eventually get round to replying to him. But basically, yeah, he just pops up. Again, he's never contributed. And then he just tries to take the piss out of me for a comment which was, you know, serious and relevant to the subject, and then he just tries to pop up saying, is everything okay? I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but it seems like you're in a really bad mood. Did something happen in your real life? Did a member of your family die, or, you know, a friend die? And obviously that's massively insensitive, because if you know, a family member or a good friend did die, then I mean, what would be the point in saying that, if only not to upset me further? So yeah, fuck that guy. This guy loves getting banned, because again, licking boots is like, why is everybody fetishizing over these licking boots? Get a grip, it means nothing to me. It's just like, it's just this weird catchphrase that like dickheads and scumbags like repeat. When somebody disagrees with you, so they ban you from a subreddit, and you claim to be against imperialism, nice job. First of all, how is somebody disagreeing with me and then me banning them from a subreddit imperialism? You know what I mean? This is the stupidity from these liberals. I'm just going to blast through these dead fast so you can pause them if you want to read them. Raising cringe, capitalist cringe. Again, he's just talking about things he doesn't understand, and he's not willing to learn about them. So there we go. That one guy who agreed with literally anything I spew from my keyboard. Yeah, it's because we've got the same ideology, we both know the same truths. So if I'm wrong about that, then I'm flattered. Can't handle criticism. Yes, the truth hurt my feelings badly. Obviously it does hurt his feelings, or he wouldn't be bothered, you know, sending Modmail to me. So just think about how bad he's gonna feel during the revolution when he, you know, probably gets liquidated. And then he goes, you know, he basically says, was I bothered by my ban? Yes. After saying, yes, the truth hurts my feelings badly, sarcastic. You know what I mean? This is like the contradictory like nature of liberals who would just completely change their opinion because they're not based on any underlying ideology that they actually know about. It's just based on supporting their individualism and you know, just memory reconsolidation, really. Was I bothered by my ban? Yes. Am I upset or surprised that communist dogs eliminated the centre? No. I did actually give him a serious reply, but I think I was adding on a tab on my phone, and I just went off it and just kind of forgot about it, and didn't actually send a message like I was supposed to. So I will actually reply to him 7-8 days later, and then just try and get somewhere with him, because he was open up, he was honest about being upset by his ban. So that partially upsets me and want people upset. I do want people coming over to see, you know, the Marxist side of reality. So I'm going to attempt to do that with him. Yeah, you can just ban that, you can just pause that if you want to read it. basically a lot of the Modmail is just people just like who seem to understand, like they try and this guy is just saying like this guy actually went so far as to claim anarchists started what was happening in Chile, and that's obviously a blatant lie. He should be deeply ashamed of himself, so he got a temporary ban for that. But I should have really replied to him. In fact, I'd done it in the comments already. I explained the insanity of his comment and his thought. Like some people won't get a reply because it's not gonna go anywhere. I've literally, I can kind of recognize, like, I mean, what would be the point in replying to him? You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna get nowhere, because what would happen is if you try and convince these people that, consumption and capitalism and a liberal ideology is bad, then they're basically like everything they've accumulated their whole life, or like the flipping statues from the video game, flipping special editions that they've got on a flipping on the wall or on the telly, or you know what I mean, all these video games, all these possessions that they've accumulated. Like, once you learn Marxism, you're basically learning that all of them are pointless. It doesn't mean anything, and thus their lives and everything that matters to them is pointless, and it's too much for people to accept. So I don't really bother with them, because you don't want to learn better. You can only teach somebody who wants to learn, ultimately, and you can only teach themselves if they want to learn. And this guy again, he got a ban after a genuine appeal and inquiry as to why. So he got a genuinely reply, as well as pointed to resources which he may learn from, and then he can come back and then contribute to the sub, and as well as towards Marxist theory. So yeah, he understands, and perhaps he should do more research into Venezuela. This is great, you know what I mean? So we had a little chat there, pointed him to resources. That's the same one. Yeah, this guy. This comment is actually quite funny. It proves anarchist revolutions are not possible. Check your logics. I mean, I don't have to. Just check reality. Check your fucking self. This guy is a mod. He banned me for this comment. I warn you, don't you dare point out his mistakes. I mean, the mistake is his, talking a load of nonsense that isn't true. Again, Marxists are about truth. So yeah, I'd write him a full response, but I'm not 100% sure that he's gonna be willing to see things from LateStageImperialism's point of view, because he's a liberal, and worse than that, he promotes liberalism through anarchism. If you care to try and push the boundaries of perspective, I will tell him and then reevaluate the ban, but I'm not convinced, so there's going to be no further action. And then he comes back with just an insane, aggressive reply, you know, it didn't contribute to the conversation whatsoever. Calls me a salty little man-child, and he pities me. So yeah, this is why some people just don't get a response, because it's, you know what I mean, they don't want a proper one. So he's anti-people, he's pro-capitalism, he's an anti-intellectual, he's a liberal class traitor, and so he can go fuck off and enjoy his life as a consumer. Bye. Again, he just chats a load of shit because there's no logic or sense in their minds. They're a waste of brain, if you ask me. So, you know what I mean, I just wasted my time, I wasted his time even replying to him, which is why, you know, everybody doesn't get a reply. Again, he's talking shit about things he doesn't understand, so I tell him, and again, he's not willing to learn. So what's the point in popping up in Modmail and to try and talk about it? You know what I mean? It's just this backwards rationalization from these people is just like embarrassing as like human beings. This guy, lol, okay, tanky. It's pronounced Marxist-Leninist. No actual ML would support. You know what I mean? He's just repeating propaganda from, you know, the mouths of bourgeoisie. Fuck off. Why was I banned? I don't know. I'm sure there was a good reason at the time. I am tired, man. So yeah, he just got a one little day ban. I don't know what his recent comment was, but again, I'm sure he got his 1 day ban just to really wake him up. To just not repeat whatever shit he did. He did actually type. He is propagating liberalism. You're everything wrong with discourse. There wasn't a discourse, there was a point being made and you being wrong about it. Propagating liberalism with no intention to learn anything from anybody else, so I can't even begin discourse here because of your blind, ignorant liberalism. And then yeah, he just goes on like, you know, saying it's an intellectual dictatorship by me. You know what I mean? He's just making up terminology. So where can you get with that? Banning people for expressing dissent. How thoroughly Marxist of you. You're weak. Why are you on the subreddit? What do you expect? On a subreddit again, which is for Marxist revolution. You know what I mean? Just unable to follow the rules, a liberal fascist castrate to get the fuck off my sub with your 1 day ban. Which he got a 1 day ban, and he comes back with that shit, and then he starts calling me a coward and all, you know, a little bitch and that. So obviously he gets a permanent ban, as it was like he replied that to me in the Modmail where you appeal your ban. So how's he gonna reply to other users on the subreddit, which obviously I have to moderate. So yeah, he got a permanent ban. That's actually where the book club was made, which unfortunately we haven't got around to yet. Do tell, how am I supporting liberalism? By being an anarchist and promoting its ideology. Read the culture, the subculture on the sidebar, you know what I mean? And like, these things exist for a reason. It's for anarchists to go over, so just go over it. and pro-gun and anti-state. How is that a liberal? You see, they just don't understand basic liberalism. I explain it thoroughly. Well, not thoroughly, but I explain it a lot throughout the sub. All of these are liberal class traitors. Like, I mean, there's nothing remotely socialist about them. They can all, like, I hope they all get liquidated in the revolution. And they definitely will, because obviously they're not going to start no revolution. They're not Marxists. Oh yeah, I forgot this was a tanky sub. How? How? How are you forgetting it's anti-imperialist, which only Marxism truly knows how to combat? Again, you can pause there if you want to read it. Fuck you, pussy ass faggot. Just do terrorism, bro. And this guy is like the biggest, like, class tracer liberal. It's like he works for the CIA to oppose, or I mean, honestly, I believe he's like literally works for the CIA, because nobody can be as much as a scumbag as him, like, while wearing the mask of a apparent socialist. He's a horrible human being. I didn't know the subreddit was for pussies who can't handle debate and lack of understanding in basic political science. Where's he gone to this basic political science class? How's he studied basic political science himself and then gone, yes, I have an understanding in basic political science? Fuck off. You know what I mean? Pause that. When only cite a rule, cited two, you come back with nothing. Again, this is a place where appeals can happen, but you can clearly see nobody even tries to appeal. They don't want to appeal, they just want to come on and insult my comrades, and they want to insult logic. Like this guy. You're like, again, I give him resources, he's brainwashed, anti-intellectual, he's never bothered to learn. He just do as he's seen in an environment that only wants him to do what the environment wants, which of course I'm talking about the base and superstructure ruled by the bourgeoisie, who control him to do you know what consumers do. Okay, whatever, see my point, you know what I mean? I gave him an opportunity to learn and he ignored it, so I was right. I'm not a Marxist, but okay. If he was a Marxist, he wouldn't have to learn it, so I knew he wasn't a Marxist, so why is he, you know, chatting shit? Yet again, throw away his liberal propaganda or adapt to a Marxist view, or he's just a counter-revolutionary. There is a new class trait, a liberal post on the sub with more information. I'm sure he completely ignored it. Again, you know, he was at least somewhat reasonable in his response, so I told him I'll reply tomorrow, and he can even have a verbal discussion on Discord. So I gave him a reply. We didn't have the discussion on Discord, but there we go. Got banned for wrong thinking yet again. Kill yourself, communist piece of shit. Scum on earth. Well, obviously I don't regret his ban whatsoever. We're really getting on with nearly at the end of my Modmail, which you asked to see, and I completely laid it all down for you. As a true comrade who's just totally honest. I'm not trying to walk around like the other liberal class traitors on socialism, late stage capitalism, communism, their 101s, shit liberal says, all of these, which, you know, are really liberal subreddits, and they'd never ever be as bluntly honest about, you know, everything I've done right or wrong in life. They're just, you know, they've got their own little clique of online buddies in their little online discords, and that's the extent of their lives, and it's sad. So, you know, fuck them. I might have been dramatic. You're not banned? Is it supposed to be banned? Oh yeah, because you was talking about other people who should be banned. Yeah, comrade, thank you very much for that. That message. Solidarity. Need I say anything about that? You little fucking bitch. I wanna know what he's saying. Looking through my post history and spreading class consciousness very well. The best I've done is to awaken my family and friends to the concept, although I suppose the more the better, whether it's 1 or 100. Absolutely, solidarity to Vlad the man in the can. You know, the struggle goes on. That was from children of victims of ICE, is it? Oh, where are the children? Yeah, that's not me, that's just somebody else on the Modmail. Again, he's another liberal class traitor who should sincerely go fuck himself. If you're not a Marxist, a Marxist-Leninist, you're a liberal. It's literally that simple. And yeah, I've been at war with all these other liberal class traitors. You know, late stage imperialism is genuinely a subreddit that shatters the cultural hegemony which all of these mainstream left-wing subs and mods you know, push on everybody else. It really is a counter hegemony subreddit, and there is no subreddit like late stage imperialism. It combats liberalism, and if you're not combating liberalism in every shape, way and form, you're not denouncing people walking around claiming themselves to be comrades and pushing forth, socialism, then you're not. Then you're a counter-revolutionary, and you're not doing the liberation of humanity as a service in any way. Yeah, so we're really going on to like some of the earliest Modmails 6 months ago. I don't think the subreddit's much older than that. Quinny again, the comrade who has produced all the misanthropic philosophers videos. You should definitely go on his YouTube and check them out. It is true video forms of theory. It's really great to see his artistic ability and really develop as well, and I've got a lot to thank him for in my own theatrical development. So yeah, that was the Modmail. You asked for it, you got it, and thank you to everybody who's participated in the subreddit so far. Get cross-posting, upvote post, counter hegemony, combat liberalism, denounce denounce liberals where they are, propagate Marxism. That is LateStageImperialism. I just want to sign off with a big fuck you to socialism, communism 101, socialism 101, Dan Cleft, late stage capitalism. I sincerely hope nothing good ever comes to you in your life. Liberal class traitors. To everybody else though, solidarity.
head. The thoughts in your head. The game just goes on.